on, hurry! The warden is calling! Are you really going to save Nostria, as they say?
That's an interesting opener. What are you driving at?
You can discuss it with Warden Valber. Come out of that cell, I'll escort you.
Well, if the warden himself is asking, how can a simple countess refuse?
Let's go. You know the warden doesn't like to be kept waiting. The sooner you get to his office, the sooner you'll learn everything. I can tell you this much. It's good news for you.
How was I supposed to know it was meant for the royal broth? Lean closer. I'll whisper to you.
What is there to be frightened of?
Oh, you don't know, Counselor Montier.
I can't get any worse for you. What are you in for? Speak.
I didn't support him when he decided to take the gargoyles away from the mages. I served time under Vitellius and Claudius. Magistrate Tweed. Definitely the last time. Did you hear what Decim said? The dwarves used to supply us with firewood. They ran out to who knows where. Where could they run? There's nothing but snow and hungry wolves for miles. The Batil gates guard the bottom of the mountain. No one will let them go farther than that, and the opening near Witch's Stone is being knocked down right now by Rossum's golems. It's better not to be on the wrong side of a golem's fist. We jailers are like doting nannies in comparison. A golem is a mountain of clay without a soul, without a heart. One punch, and he'll shatter your bones to dust. Golems are dangerous. But you're new to this area, Bert. Otherwise you'd know there's another road to River. It's not a...
Your belongings are in yonder chest. Take everything or you'll freeze to death. The prison's warmer than outside, slightly. Pestilence has struck Montpetrie. The quarantine is everywhere. Mages forced to wear masks. You're a free individual now.
What are you doing here? Get away!
Carry on about your business.
Bug off, human. I'm busy.
Disturbing news.
Hello. Careful.
Something is rotten in the state of Nostria. Refugees from that quarter are arriving at Marcella, but aren't being allowed into the city.
I wish we could kick some of these bastard prisoners here out into the cold.
Then the cells would all be empty. Because only the rottenest bastards serve time in our prisons.
It's so peaceful and quiet here. Have you not seen the living dead yet? Best not take the air near the cemeteries around Marcella. The undead are ferocious. They rage as if something had driven them from their graves at spear point.
What are mages good for anyway? Does no one at the tower care about the situation?
Ha! Mages. Almost all of them have gone to solve the problem at the Mage Factory. However much they investigate, they cannot find a solution.
Our Rossum is of the same ilk. His excessive smarts don't seem to do him any good.
What about Madame de Guillan's salon? Do they still serve the best wines?
Are thoughts of wine the only thing floating around that brain of yours?
Oh, but of course. Madame de Guienne maintains the highest standards. Have you ever tried a fresh vintage of Fusk? When you're in Marcella, hit the park.
So much fuss and all for what? Who the hell do you think you are, making me wreak havoc in my prison?
I'm Catherine, Countess of Rigern. In case you've forgotten.
Well, well. I heard a little more than that. As Flavius the Wisecracker eloquently wrote, there's nothing new in this world. But I haven't received a letter like this in all 7 years of my tenure at Crucis. Prince Adrian orders that you be freed and sent to Marcella. Also, you won't be leaving here on foot. I was ordered to return your gold and belongings, provide you with a horse, and, let me read it aloud, allocate some of my own garrison as your personal guard. Madness!
As that same Flavius the Wisecracker of yours wrote, there is always a kernel of sense in madness.
Whether the prince is sane or not is of no consequence. I cannot disobey my liege. Bastian should have returned your money and belongings by now. If he didn't steal them himself. Quartermaster Aston will supply you with weapons. As for gold, you have plenty already. Go to Decim to collect your guards. He has a platoon of troublemakers he's wanted rid of for a long time now. He'll be glad to hand them over. I also advise you to purchase some dogs for the road. And what else did His Highness request? Ah yes, a horse. Levitt the stable boy has a soft spot for nags too old and worn down to work. I'm sure he can pick one out for you.
It looks like the local climate has changed your temperament for the worse.
Claudius' son actually turned out to have some mercy in his soul.
Why do you say that?
The Ulagi tribe. What do you need, human? A shovel, perhaps? Have you been sent to the stables, too?
Careful with your words, short one. I'm a countess. Don't you dare compare my royal self to a stable hand. Now give me a weapon and be quick about it.
Oh, sacred forefathers. Why would I ever do that?
Because I'm free again. Any more questions?
By Mactus's horns. This is the first time I've ever seen a human leave Crucis on their own 2 feet. If you got gold, treat yourself to something new. Go ahead. Easton didn't shortchange you on equipment. I warrant you'll survive the Albion Highlands. Go, human. May your body be as hard as flint, and your soul as clear as crystal.
Well, a dwarven poet.
You know yourself, honestly.
Bug off, human. I'm busy.
Have the lumber... Halt! What are you doing here? You're not permitted to be wandering about like a stray cat.
I'm no longer a prisoner, Decim. You're to give me a suitable number of soldiers as escort to Marcella.
So, Centurion, it's true. The Warden received a missive from the Prince ordering the provision of a guard troop for the prisoner. Former prisoner.
Huh? Never heard of a prisoner being released. Ah, well, I believe I have some laggards and troublemakers I can spare.
Can I go too? Oh, how I miss the sunny warmth of the capital.
No, Bastian, you're not rotten enough to let go. I can still make a decent guard out of you.
I heard your worthless conscripts are accompanied by mangy fighting dogs.
The only thing you'll be getting for free is a family of bedbugs. I spent a year training those hounds. Now, if we're talking about an exchange of gold for flesh, that's another bowl of kibble entirely. You'll get the best dogs in Nostria.
Sounds too good to be true. Are they really worth the price?
These recruits might not be the brightest candles at the feast, but my fighting dogs are as fierce as the Warden himself. You won't regret a single gold piece spent on these animals.
Easton is a good man, even though he's a dwarf.
What's wrong with you?
For whom did I... Ah, it's you. You're the one who poisoned that scoundrel Claudius. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
I wish it were me, but...
Don't be modest. You did a great thing here, and history will not forget you.
I think I've seen you somewhere, stable boy. Were you responsible for delivering horses to Rigurn? Oh, by the way, what I really need right now is a horse.
All you're asking is a horse? Just a horse? Have no worry. You'll get our best. Saddle up quickly. You've probably forgotten how to ride after half a year in a cell.
You can go now. Actually, wait.
What now?
I wanted to warn you about sentry golems. Be wary of them once you're past New Tyrene.
Tell me more about the golems.
The mage Rossum took them to clear a landslide. What they lack in brain, they make up in brawn. Since they don't know you've been released, they're liable to crush you. As you pass the southern ruins, find the Archer's squad commander, Ansel. The Royal Messenger said the squad will join you and augment your escort. I'm hoping that by the time you get there, they'll catch the marauder who's been raiding abandoned houses. Wonder why old Berengarius didn't turn him into a chicken.
Who's this Berengarius? Another escort?
That's up to his magicness. I have no authority over him. Perhaps he'll decide to leave these cold, inhospitable lands for the warmth of the Mage's Tower.
Come on, mount up. I picked out the very bestest horse for you.
Not surprising that people want to leave the Highlands. The climate here is worse than in Rigurn. Oh, I read about this statue. I need to find its hands. I need to put it back in place. I'm doing pretty well so far. It doesn't work. Let's
Are you from...
Who are you?
Are you from Crucis? Quickly, come with us. Run.
I'm not running anywhere. Explain yourself.
I'm a lumberjack. We're nothing but dwarven woodcutters, honest. We cut down trees and send the lumber onto Crucis. The humans have all left the valley. Only us and a few locals remain. Stein is our chief. So then this Lupin, a man from Rigon, arrives at our village. He was stirring up trouble, trying to recruit the remaining human hunters to join him in his wicked deeds. Then Lupin's men seized the village. They captured Stein and are trying to start a fight with the dwarves. Things could easily turn bloody. We took them in purely out of kindness, and this is how they repay us. Disgusting! Help us! Quick, run! In a birch grove one rejoices, in pines prayers sung in many voices, but among the spruces only nooses.
What are you, a poet?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stein. Back in my youth, I was a scribe at Marcella, but the city is too noisy for me, too fast. As you can see, I'm looking for peace and quiet now.
Quiet seems to have fled, followed closely by peace. What's happening here?
It's that troublemaker Lupin. He's a criminal on the lam from Regern. He's fallen in with Raould, another lowlife and deserter from Cruces. He tried to seize control of the valley, and as you can see, the dwarves didn't take kindly to that idea. I tried to settle things peacefully, but nobody listened to me. I hate to say it, but the snow will be soaked with blood today.
These troublemakers of yours promised to break the prisoners out of Cruces. Surely that's not a bad thing.
Of course they do, but think. If Lupin's fellows are able to attack the supply shipments to Cruces, the city will starve. Once the dwarves are gone, the firewood goes with them. And who do you think the warden Valbert is going to deprive of food and heat first? His guards or the prisoners? I'll let you figure that one out for yourself.
You don't make the rules around here, Lupin.
What goes around the forest comes around the forest.
Hey, Lupin, look! One of the Crucian prisoners, another victim of Claudius and Valbert.
You're just in time. We need another strong arm right about now.
What makes you think I'll help you?
You're human. This concerns you too. These jumped-up dwarfen lumberjacks have it too good. They're living like little lords on handouts from the fort, from that damned Valbert. We local hunters, on the other hand, are being oppressed. Only I, Lupin, can grant any hope of justice.
Don't you remember how they treat prisoners? I worked for Valbert myself until I escaped. You'd turn blue if you'd seen what I'd seen. Most of them are rotting alive in there. Not because they're bandits or murderers, mind. Just because they dared say something about the drunkard king. It's not humane.
Ah, so you're on the side of justice. What's your plan?
We've decided to seize Cruces.
We're going to starve the fort by cutting off their access to food and fuel. When we triumph, we'll free all the prisoners.
But the dwarfs are against us, so we need to force their hand. Then it will be Valbert's turn to answer for his misdeeds. If you're not going to help us, your other option is to spill our blood. Human blood.
That Valbert will be swinging from a gibbet soon. I just know it.
We showed those shorties who's boss here, didn't we?
Now nobody stands between us and the royal shipments.
The jailers will be feeling that cold soon. And if they try to get wood on their own, our arrows will turn them into pincushions.
I can see you'll do fine without me from here on out. I'll be wanting my reward now.
Our guys have already opened the dwarven warehouse. Here, it's nearby. Go take a look. You're welcome to whatever's left.
The road to Riggern. Shame that the way is so dangerous.
Watch those elbows.
We kicked those little beardlings soundly, if I dare say so myself.
The forest is now ours.
Not only the forest, but the whole valley.
All that remains is to smoke the royal henchmen out of the fortress. Ha! Then we'll be living.
There are plenty of good fellas pining away for a real job in the north, in the Black Valley.
Who are you talking about?
And those they send into exile. Bert Blacktooth, Mad Lily.
They also drove some mage into exile up there, if I remember right. He could be useful to us.
Yeah, they could help us get things in order, the way they should be.
For the time being, let's rob a wagon train.
Yeah, I heard a grain shipment is coming to Crucis next week.
Oh, it's a long time since I tasted bread.
The mage left his dummies without supervision. I should find him.
Say that the dwarves got in a fight with some hunters.
Well, dwarves are tough people. I'm sure they could handle it, buddy.
Not this time, brother. Very serious. Disturbing.
Oh, there's been a massacre at the Lumberjacks' village? What should we do now? Send prisoners to cut the trees? No, they'll just run away.
Say that the dwarves got in a fight with some hunters.
Well, dwarves are tough people. I'm sure they could handle it.
We kicked those little beardlings sound.
Something's wrong. Could I be wrong? Could I be wrong? I'm sure I can think of something else. I'll start from the beginning. It worked.
You, prisoner! What are you doing here?
Prince Adrian set me free. I'm headed for Marcella.
Amazing. Was your assassination attempt on the king forgiven? I was certain the world would run out of mana, and gold be cheaper than clay before such a thing came to pass.
I didn't poison that idiot.
Maybe so, maybe so. Wondrous things are happening in Nostria. So what caused you to interrupt my meditation?
Your golems, Rossum, they're blocking my way. Kindly remove them.
Since you were summoned by Prince Adrian himself, so be it. But I hope you don't believe mages always work for free. Erblidi immobilatus! Soit Abel, Cor Abel, Dingir... What else do you want? The road is clear. I must go replenish my mana.